Alright, back out here with the Dodge Grand Caravan. I put that new solenoid pack in, and it was still having issues. It was it's in limp mode, I found out. And it's still giving me codes for the solenoid. It's P0992 and P0870. I could not find anything online about those frickin' codes. It took me so long just to figure out that they were for inside the solenoid. I thought it was for this sensor and this sensor, which are off of the valve body. So I took the valve body out of this old transmission and took those sensors out. And before I tore it down, I kind of had second thoughts, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to make sure and double check. I spent like an hour looking online, and that was the first thing that I was finally able to find, was that it's still, that those sensors are inside the solenoid. So I came here to look at it. I was going to take it off, inspect it, and see about sending it back for a new one. Well, when I was looking at it, look at all that. And those are the that's the wiring harness. Give me a sec. This is the wiring harness for the solenoid pack. So I'm hoping that the wires are still good and that they're just hitting each other and shorting out. I'm gonna wrap them in some electrical tape here and see if that can't fix the problem. That green one you see is exposed as well. I'm gonna try to do some mending for that, but that one's in pretty rough shape. So let's see if we can't get that. All right, let's try cleaning these. I don't have a good degreaser right now. I just found out that I was out, so I'm gonna use some isopropyl alcohol. It's wire, safe for wires, so I'm gonna try to clean each individual wire. Man. Okay, I'm gonna have to clean them and then repair them, actually, because if I set them back down on that harness, it's just gonna get more fluid on it. All right. So this is gonna be really annoying. And I think the way that I'm gonna have to do it is just cut small pieces and wrap it one at a time, and then put another piece on it, and then wrap it. Because it's all over the So, cut small piece. See if this is enough. All right. This right here. Okay. All right, down. So go. Okay. All right, next piece. We'll do right over that. Wow, what's the camera? Okay. Maybe a lot of times. Farsi, so I'll find that field. Farsi. Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. No, it's not wrong, but thanks so much. Okay. And right. Okay. See, I'll go back. Because this is place. But there's so much dust on the wires really good. Dust is like wires. That's the only built because these guys that's changing. And they really don't know about parts. So okay. We need okay. Now also this was the issue. Not this is not going to be there's a problem. Okay, it's so easy to work on. I don't want to anyone. Now, why it's so hard to find information on community users? Okay, I think I'm not kind of like fresh hands up DIY on my own school. Just doing that was something wrong. So what it is. Now on this wire, on this those. We like that. And I need that. Kind of what? Okay, I'm so light. Okay. All right, let's see. That usually only places those bars. Something here. Golly, that's so sick. Okay, pretty bad. Okay. All right, that makes that good. Wow. Can you drive any louder? Actually, they probably could. That was a Challenger, so they could probably drive much louder. Cheers. Okay, I think I'm gonna put this all back together and start it. See if we can shift past second gear. Because if that was the problem, actually, you know what? First, I guess while I'm here, let me grab a wrench and my 10mm. Yeah, not to brag or nothing, but I still have my 10mm. Oh, but where's my extension? Hang on. Okay, extension located. I guess while I have everything off. Oh, well, I guess I should probably tighten it, not loosen it. I think the worst thing about this is that it could be low in transmission fluid, and I don't have any. Okay, those are definitely tightened. All right, we'll see if I can't break my phone with where it is. We're gonna put this thing back together. I'm going to first clean off the speed sensor because it's really dirty. All right. Speed sensor goes in. Okay, I am not left-handed. Oh, but I don't think I can get my right hand in here. That's better. Okay. I said this in the last video. I'm gonna say it again. With this speed sensor, do not over torque it. It is plastic. That's probably good enough. All right. And then now you take your 8mm and your recently repaired wiring harness here. Go, that's lined up. Okay. And then last, take our speed sensor. And we plug that bad boy in. A good thing to note if you're doing this, if you are taking that speed sensor out, just kind of remember about where it is. I mean, you can find the torque specs, I'm sure, but if you can't, like I haven't looked. I'm going to end up replacing it here within the next couple weeks, so I'm not worried about it too much right now, as long as it's not leaking. Just have it tightened to about where it is. That seems to be working. All right, test drive time. I lied. It's battery tray install time. Okay. Battery tray. So it's supposed to have 3 different mounting points for it. Mine only has 2 because one of them rusted off. One thing I like to do for this back one is put the nut on the end of a magnet because it's kind of deep in there and hard to get to. And you just line this up and it starts. So there's that. And then gotta do the other one. So 1 second, gotta get the right socket size. All right, socket size located. I guess for this, I could probably choose an impact. It's not too far down there. Okay, and then that one is kind of at an awkward angle, so I'm going to get a swivel socket and a smaller, or swivel extension and a smaller socket. Okay. That's perfect. It's definitely started. I'm not gonna finish it just in case that's not the problem, because I think it's just gonna have to come right back out. So I'm gonna put the battery in, which I'm also getting codes on this thing for the battery being or having low voltage. So battery as well. Rest in peace, camera. Alright, I couldn't get the camera at a good angle for that. Battery's installed. And clean up this area and see about the test drive. Alright, so just to tie this up, test drive, and it did not shift. So the code, like I said, the code is saying that something inside the solenoid pack. Basically, it's the pressure switch F and pressure switch F and pressure switch C. It's codes P0992 and P0870, I believe. So I'm going to take it back out, take it to O'Reilly's and exchange it. Hopefully they can have me a new one by tomorrow. And maybe it's just a bad new part. I kind of don't think it's a bad new part. It's got to be something else, because it was doing the same thing before I put the new one on it, but I guess that doesn't mean that the new one can't be bad. So I'm going to do that. I think first I'm going to do a fluid change and filter change. Maybe something's going on with the filter in there and it's blocking fluid from coming up, and that's why it's thinking it's having fluid pressure issues, because it is. So we're going to do that first, and then I'm going to take that back if that doesn't work. Alright, so here we are. We're still working on this thing. Found out, so this is the new solenoid. It's no good. When I put this on, I get check engine code, or check engine light for code P0870 and P0992. I took it off, put the old one back on, that was on here before, and it's giving code P1745. Now, both of those codes cause limp mode. So that's why, even after the change, I was still going through limp mode. I was really stupid and I didn't check the check engine light before replacing that to see if the codes changed. So I took it, I'm going to take this one out, and then ignore the garage. It is a mess right now with all this transmission shenanigans. This is the one that was on this transmission that has about 300,000 miles. I'm hoping and thinking there's no way one of these solenoid packs made it through 340,000 miles. I don't think there's any way that this thing made it through 340,000 miles. So I am going to try to use this one, assuming that it maybe has like 100,000 or something on it. So we're going to try that. Hopefully this one's good. I'm still going to take the O'Reilly one back. I think I'm going to exchange it, or not exchange it, just return it, get my money back, and then I'm going to see if Dodge still sells new ones made by Mopar. Because if I can get a new one made by Mopar, I'll be happy with that. I don't know that I want to order another one from O'Reilly unless I have to. So yeah, let's go ahead and go get set up over here. And alright, so this here is where I'm ending the series for this thing. At least hopefully for the transmission. So I've been through 3 of these solenoid packs. Each one has a different check engine light code. So this one is in limp mode for too much fluid, or too high of fluid, something like that. The one that I got today is bad because it's got two separate codes that it triggers. And then the one that's in the van now has some other code in it. So I am going to get a new one of these from Mopar and install it. And I've taken these things out and put them back in so many times now that there's really no point in getting that again on video. So that's just where I'm going to call it. But yeah, so that has been the saga of the transmission. Hopefully it's over.